Irresistible crispy. Fire baked to perfection. New Freshetta brick oven.
Need proof that Scoop Away's odor fighters control odor better than Tidy Cats?
Scoop Away. Control stinky odors better.
Who says cleaning has to be a full-time job? Swiffer Duster's new extending pivoting handle makes it a breeze, because you've got better things to do. Stop cleaning. Get Swiffer.
Let's see what happens when I do this.
He's got a big appetite. He's got a big ego.
You little.
And on June 11th, he's going on an adventure so wild, the big screen may not be big enough. Gonna feed the movie.
Watch out.
I just had to do that.
With PG, June 11th only in theater.
This is a regional emergency broadcast from the National Weather Service and the Emergency Alert System. Please listen carefully to this urgent message. The following message is for residents of the southern United States and surrounding coastal areas affected immediately. Regions in the southern United States are experiencing unprecedented UV levels. The ultraviolet radiation levels in this region have been measured to be 17% higher than previously recorded figures. This event has caused an immediate risk to human health and the environment. Those who are outside or exposed to direct sunlight are advised to take protective measures immediately. UV protective clothing, sunscreen, and avoidance of direct exposure to sunlight is critical point. All outdoor activities should be suspended immediately. Individuals are encouraged to stay indoors with windows closed. Avoid using ventilation fans or air conditioning systems that bring in outside air. Anyone experiencing sudden burns or rashes is advised to seek medical attention immediately. In addition, be advised of extreme temperature fluctuations within the region. Temperatures have increased by as much as 15 degrees within the last 4 hours, with more increases anticipated through the day. These abrupt changes in temperature may affect the functionality of certain electronic devices, including air conditioners, appliances, and power grids. Extreme caution is advised when handling electronics. Authorities are reporting unusual behavior among wildlife, and some areas are experiencing rapid deterioration of local ecosystems. Please be vigilant and report any strange occurrences to local emergency services. This concludes the activation of the emergency alert system.
This station is currently under a state of emergency broadcast suspension. We interrupt our regular programming to bring you an urgent message regarding a potentially catastrophic situation that has been confirmed by the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA. NASA has detected the presence of UY Scuti, a massive red supergiant star, which is currently on a trajectory that brings it closer to our solar system. While the exact implications of this approach are still being assessed, preliminary data suggests that we may be facing an imminent crisis that could have significant consequences for our planet and its inhabitants. At this time, it is important to emphasize that the situation is not entirely confirmed. Scientists and astronomers are working around the clock to gather more information and to understand the potential risks associated with UY Scuti's approach. We urge all residents to remain calm and composed during this uncertain time. Panic will not serve us well. Instead, we must stay alert and informed. In light of this developing situation, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration is actively exploring various strategies to deflect the object and mitigate any potential threats it may pose. They are collaborating with international space agencies and experts in the field to devise a comprehensive plan of action. We encourage everyone to stay tuned to this station for further updates as more information becomes available. Please ensure that you have access to reliable sources of information and remain connected with your community. It is crucial to follow any instructions or guidelines provided by local authorities and emergency services. In the meantime, we advise residents to prepare for any eventualities. This may include assembling emergency kits, securing important documents, and discussing contingency plans with family and loved ones. While we hope for the best, it is always wise to be prepared for any situation. Thank you for your attention, and please stay safe. We will continue to provide updates as this situation unfolds.
We are not prepared for this. The forces involved. Our best models suggest we have days, not weeks. We just need time to understand the magnitude of what we're dealing with. We've been monitoring the activity, and something's wrong. The sun is being pulled in ways we don't understand. We thought the forces would take months to affect us, but now it's accelerating. Every flare is becoming exponentially more violent. We've detected an unexpected anomaly, a massive distortion in the electromagnetic field. We can't explain it. We think the sun is beginning to behave like a different star entirely. If this continues, we may lose all contact with Earth's networks in less than 48 hours.
Our instruments cannot provide reliable readings anymore, and much of our communication infrastructure is being wiped out by electromagnetic pulses. The sun's rays are no longer behaving according to expected models. We believe that the impact of this merger will lead to irreversible damage within the next 48 hours. The critical phase of this event is already underway.
It's not just the atmosphere. We're losing everything. Gravity is shifting in pockets across the planet. We're not just being affected by solar radiation, but by the very core of our universe. We don't have much time. In a few hours, the event will be irreversible. No one will be left. The Earth is becoming an uninhabitable shell.
I have just confirmed that the sun's transition into the supernova state is now unavoidable. The forces involved are unlike anything we've ever encountered. What began as an astronomical event has rapidly evolved into a cosmic disaster. I can't express how little time we have left. Within hours, the radiation from the supernova will engulf the entire planet. The final pulse of the explosion will destroy Earth's atmosphere completely.
I wish we had known. I wish there was time to prepare. But this is the end of everything. Not just for us, but for everything we knew. The stars we once looked to, they are no longer our guides. They are our executioners.
dramatically, as well as harmful U levels across the globe. Remaining estimates a time of 5 hours until the star explodes. As time runs out, seek comfort in your loved ones. While panic isn't advised, it's natural to feel it. This transmission will now end via the emergency alert system. Thank you for participating in the American dream.
Message is transmitted at the request of the United States government and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. It is imperative that you pay close attention to this alert, as it conveys crucial information concerning a global emergency. The United States government, in conjunction with the United Nations and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, has verified that EAS Cutie, an enormous red super-G star, is on a direct collision trajectory with our Sun, with this disastrous event anticipated to occur within the next 5 hours. EAS Cutie is an astronomical behemoth, approximately 1,700 times the radius of our Sun and roughly 30 times more massive. The consequences of this imminent collision are severe and extensive. As EAS Cutie nears, the internal temperature and pressure of the star will rise dramatically, culminating in a supernova explosion. This occurrence will not only annihilate EAS Cutie, but will also have devastating repercussions for our Sunday being part of this collision. The Sun is likely to be destroyed or transformed into a new, highly unstable star. The gravitational forces involved will disrupt the fragile equilibrium that sustains the Sun's structure, resulting in a violent metamorphosis. All planets within our solar system will encounter unimaginable destruction. The extreme radiation and heat produced by the collision will likely vaporize these planets or inflict severe damage. Even if the Sun were to endure the initial impact, it would undergo a significant transformation, likely evolving into a white dwarf or black hole following the merger and collapse of the combined stellar mass. The energy released during this event would vastly exceed the Sun's current output, emitting intense radiation across the electromagnetic spectrum, including X-rays, gamma rays, and ultraviolet radiation, in all directions. Consequently, Earth will be exposed to lethal levels of radiation, resulting in catastrophic effects on our atmosphere and biosphere. One of the most immediate repercussions would be the devastation of the ozone layer. Gamma rays emitted from the explosion could obliterate this essential layer, which acts as Earth's protective barrier against harmful ultraviolet, UV, radiation. In the absence of the ozone layer, life on Earth would face exposure to deadly levels of UV radiation, disrupting ecosystems and making life as we understand it unsustainable. Moreover, the increase in radiation would lead to a dramatic rise in atmospheric temperatures, potentially causing the oceans to boil and rendering the planet uninhabitable. The fragile equilibrium of our climate would be disrupted, resulting in widespread environmental collapse. The atmosphere would be eroded, and the surface would endure extreme temperatures, culminating in the total destruction of all life forms. The oceans would evaporate, and the very essence of our planet would be irrevocably transformed. All celestial bodies within the solar system would likely be torn apart, with their materials dispersed into space, either as debris or vaporized gas. As the Sun faces destruction or transformation into a white dwarf, neutron star, or black hole, its gravitational pull on the solar system would vanish. This would destabilize any remaining planets or objects in orbit around the Sun. The energy released would not only obliterate Earth, but also impact the other planets and nearby celestial bodies within the solar system. The ensuing shockwaves and radiation would likely lead to the vaporization of all planets, from Mercury to Neptune, along with any remaining moons, asteroids, and comets. Earth's surface and everything upon it would be entirely eradicated in this cataclysmic explosion. Any potential life on Earth would be instantly annihilated due to the overwhelming radiation and heat. Life as we know it, would be unable to endure the extreme heat and radiation surge from the supernova point. Even if Earth were to endure the initial moments following the explosion, the subsequent vaporization of its surface and atmosphere would render it uninhabitable. It is essential to recognize that a supernova is an inevitable natural phenomenon. Regardless of the advancements in our technology, there would be no means to avert the collision of the Scenarios with the Sun or to halt the explosion once it commences. Whether through vaporization, destruction, or ejection into space, Earth would not withstand the impact of such a cataclysm. No technological intervention could safeguard Earth from the devastation wrought by a supernova. The repercussions of the explosion would likely be experienced within minutes to hours, as gamma radiation and shock waves propagate rapidly through space, exposing Earth to extreme temperatures that could vaporize the planet almost instantaneously. Even if Earth were to persist for a few additional hours post-event, the radiation would obliterate all forms of life in the atmosphere, rendering survival utterly impossible. There would be no viable actions to take, and any evacuation plans would have been rendered moot, as major power communications would likely fail within the next 2 to 3 hours, initiating a final countdown to the star's explosion within the following 4 hours. Residents are encouraged to gather with loved ones, pets, and personal belongings that provide comfort, and to cherish the final moments on this planet. For those of faith, it is a time to seek solace through prayer to their God or deities. While panic is discouraged, it is understandable if it offers a measure of comfort. The station will broadcast the national anthem one last time. God bless America, and thank you for being part of this civilization and our planet.